Um, I could watch Real Housewives of Atlanta today. I'm really glad K Michelle is on the show because I was kind of bored last season. I'm not gonna lie. Um, so K Michelle, she should bring the drama. But I am starting to like Potomac more than Atlanta. I think it was the cast, but I like the shadiness in Potomac. It makes me happy. Um, Speaking of which, there was this there was this reel. It was like, out of your friend group, who do you think is more likely to become a supervillain if you guys all get superpowers? The answer's me. It would definitely be me. I would be the supervillain. I don't think I'd be mad at it. It's just I just be so over shit sometimes. So I just know I'm meant to be the supervillain. And at first I was like, maybe that's a bad thing. But then also I was like, at least I'm self-aware. Like I know my villain story. I know who I am. I chose this life. Um, so there's that. I have this candy, sour punch straws. I feel like the further away, the better the lighting is. I think because how bright that bitch is. Um, Stream manager. Yeah. Okay. I'm so excited, guys. I go to Europe in a couple weeks, couple days. I thought about telling y'all when exactly I'm leaving, but I was like, you just never know who's watching. Like, I don't have a big following, but creeps are still creeps. So I should keep that shit to myself. Um, but these next couple months are just gonna be so much fun. Europe, New Orleans, and Orlando. A great time. I sense it. Um, I have like two videos I wanted to watch today. One was about Pawn Stars, and they were saying it was fake, but I'm like, how's it fake? Is it not a real pawn shop? Like, it ain't adding up. And the other one was about Lamar Odom, cause that's a sick nigga. Um, about his like documentary that he dropped on Netflix. I watched majority of the documentary. I think I fell asleep at like maybe the last. I didn't watch the whole thing. I just know I fell asleep at some point, so I didn't see the ending. So there's that. But I did see the main section. Let me turn off. What's like the max age I would what's the max age difference you would be friends with somebody? Like close friends. My dog sounds out of breath because I walked him, but like there's AC, the AC's up on 70. Maybe I'll turn it to 69 for him. Cause he breathing kind of hard. Hold on, you trying to get down? I'll help you. And I turned the AC up for you, baby. Okay. Hopefully that will help him. Oh Lord. All right, last thing. I'm gonna give him an apple. That's what we also want. Apple help me cool down. I am ready for real this time. Mm. Oh my God, did y'all watch the drama? The drama with Zendaya and Robert Pattinson. I didn't think I would. Honestly, I didn't think I would like that movie, but I did. Mm, now, I feel like it is very subjective, but essentially, it was a couple that was getting married, and right before the wedding, they decided to tell each other like the worst things they've ever did. Zendaya's worst thing she ever did was plan a mass murder. Um, she didn't do it, but she planned it when she was like 15, and she ended up not doing it because there was another shooting that happened, and she saw like the reactions of people and how it affected them. So she changed her mind, and she ended up being like an activist. But they were just hung up on the fact that she planned it initially. I'm like, I mean, I know it's a terrible thing to plan, but you really can't control your thoughts. And she was 15. I feel like at that age you just don't understand like how sacred life really is. So I'm like, oh no. I would forgive someone if they told me that. I'm like, oh, okay. Like you're not on the type of timing no more, right? Like you changed your ways. I accept you. But they was not going for it at all. And I sort of get it. But then again, I don't. You ready to get on the couch now? You done? Yeah, him is done. Okay. I think the first one we're gonna watch is the mm, playlist reactions. Maybe the Pawn Stars, Scam Stars. That's funny.
Is the fake
All right, this is Pawn Stars is the fakest show on TV. Here's the evidence by Patrick C.C.
Pawn Stars is the fakest reality show in history, yet somehow they tricked millions of Americans into watching 700 episodes over the past 15 years. Fake
What do y'all think is fake? Like, were they scamming people? Like they were underselling people? Like if someone was really worth $1,000, they was giving them $20? Or does this not exist? Is this not a real place? This store is made up. No, these are all actors that are walking around here.
customers, fake conversations, a fake store, fake items, shady experts with suspicious backgrounds to
What?
verify the value of those items. Even the image of the Harrisons being a humble, hard-working blue-collar family is mostly fake. The TV show was essentially an extremely calculated and systematic distraction to prevent the sellers from realizing they were being borderline scammed. And in this video, we are going to expose it step
my
by
God.
step. However, this system was built out of desperation, because the cast we now know today was actually so unlikable in real life that nobody initially wanted to work with them. The show's producer,
Shit.
Brent Montgomery, recalls the first time meeting them. I walked out of the pawn shop and I said, I never want to go there again. These guys smoked, they were saying the same jokes over and over. I was actually the fourth producer to work with them, and so I certainly didn't think that was going to be a hit show. Additionally, pawn shops are not exactly a secret gold mine of treasure and rare artifacts. Most shops' main mainly make their money through loans given to extremely desperate people. Sellers will offer the pawn shop their lawnmowers, blenders, TVs, firearms, anything with a little bit of value. Then the shop gives them 25 to 60% of the item's resale value in cash, and the seller only has 30 or 60 days to buy the item back with interest. The average pawn shop loan value is 75 to 100 bucks, meaning these people are likely next to broke, struggling to keep a roof over their head, or withdrawing from hard drugs.
That's so crazy. I'm pretty sure Pawn Stars did that though. I haven't watched the show in years, but I'm almost certain that was a big thing they did. And then people come back for their stuff and they upcharge them. They're like, actually, we gave it to you for 40, but now you owe us $1,000. Very, very euphoria type shit.
Rick Harrison, the main character and owner of Gold and Silver Pawn in Las Vegas, said, "I think it's 20% of the adult population in the United States that does not have a bank account, and most of them can't get one. They don't have credit cards, they don't have anything like that for when some small emergency pops up. A lot of people don't realize that up until the 1950s, pawn shops were the #1 form of customer credit in the United States." So it's safe to say a show about struggling Americans giving away their possessions for $100 out of desperation isn't exactly the most entertaining idea, which is why their pilot episode was shot down by every major network.
Can't give me two?
No.
150.
No.
What?
I can do 120. It's the best I can do.
I'll pawn it for that.
One time, a guy bought a bunch of stuff at Walmart on his credit card. He brought it in here. His grandmother was in the hospital, and she didn't have insurance. I pawned him for him. And then he went out and he stayed up all night. He won $50,000 and came back, got the TVs back, took them back to Walmart.
So if the pawn shop
Oh, good
employees
for
were unlikely
him.
and the day-to-day business of pawn shops is low-key depressing, the show is dead in the water, right? Well, Rick Harrison was not willing to give up on the idea of him getting his own TV show.
You know, I have a pawn shop on the strip. You know what I mean? Like, I was always like a media, because that was like free advertising. So I'd always like, I'd put my, like, you know, it was the only 24-hour pawn shop on the strip in Las Vegas. And so I mean, so before you know it, I'm getting Super Bowl rings, things like that. So I used to put I put like my Super Bowl rings on this on eBay like a week before the Super Bowl. Like, so then like a bunch of reporters, you know, radio stations and things like that would call me, and it was always free press, and it was always good for business. So like 20 years ago, I'm thinking like, hey, if I get one of these reality shows, get a season or two, you know, it might be good for business. Yeah.
Ironically, the way Rick and Brent got their reality show was by completely distorting the reality of the pawn shop. Basically, they sold a lie, and the History Channel bought it. In 2009, the History Channel was looking
That is what's crazy. Because it was on the History Channel, I would never think this was fake. And I also don't know why it was on the History Channel. I feel like when I'm thinking about it, that should have been on like maybe like TBS. I don't even know if that. I don't know where it belonged. It probably didn't belong on the air. Like the History Channel just seems like okay, like this is facts. Like everything they're telling us is true. I should believe it. If I have this card, that means it's worth this amount of money.
for something different to boost its ratings, which got Rick and Left Field Productions a second chance to share their idea. But to work with the History Channel, Rick agreed that the show had to be much more family-friendly than the original concept. It started with the characters, focusing on 3 generations of the Harrisons. Rick Harrison would sit at the center of the operation, often being referred to as the genius. He would be tasked with spotting fakes, explaining the history behind the items, and keeping the family in line.
Back in the day, the Mint was always coming up with new designs. They actually tried to get a nickel into circulation where there was a nickel, but it had a hole in the center, so everyone called it the Holy Nickel.
Rick's father, Richard Harrison, would take the name The Old Man. His role would be the no-nonsense patriarch of the gold and silver pawn shop. He comes in with stories about what the business was like back in the day and constantly reminds the guys that he is the actual boss.
You don't turn that car into a lowrider.
It's his car. He can do whatever he wants with it.
Well, it shouldn't have been his car. It was my car. I'm so damn pissed I don't even want to talk to you.
To appeal to a younger demographic, Rick's son Corey, or Big Hoss, would work alongside his dad learning everything he can about the business, only to constantly mess things up and make bad deals.
You test drive it? No. What do you mean, no? No, I didn't test drive it. It's a Chris Craft. The thing's worth like 30 grand.
He doesn't spend that kind of money until he asks me first.
They also decided to include Corey's childhood friend, Austin Russell, or Chum Lee, who was essentially the comedic punching bag of the show.
Find me some good deals on that stuff then.
What kind of percentage am I going to get?
Your salary.
I got no problem taking my salary as long as it walks through the doors, but if I'm putting in extra work...
Extra work? You don't work to start with.
But it wasn't the characters that made the show successful. Even the producers knew that. I think people love stuff. The items are the stars. Don't tell the stars that. People really remember when you bring in a Coke machine from the 60s and what it felt like to go to a Coke machine, and the great stories behind the stuff that you don't hear on other shows. On the show, people brought in gas masks for babies from 1938, ancient swords like katanas or Chris swords from the 14th century, helicopters, and ancient firearms used by naval officers and pirates. And despite literal treasure coming through the doors now that the cameras were rolling, the guys initially were so stuck in their ways that they refused to buy anything. Brent Montgomery told students at the University of Texas that this was one of the biggest hurdles. If you ever met those guys, I couldn't convince them to pay more for anything, but I did tell them initially to try and buy the stuff even if they didn't want it. If we had a show where they never bought anything, it wouldn't work well. This is likely what led to Rick's infamous lowball offers.
What were you looking to get out of it?
$7 grand?
Ooh, 7 grand's not going to happen.
How about 3,500?
3 grand.
One time, Rick lowballed someone so bad, even his son Corey called him out. It started when a seller brought in a pair of 18th century onyx diamond spectacles.
There's enough stones and precious metals in them to make them worth a lot of money.
The customer said he wanted $5,000 for the pair, but when Rick stepped in, he offered way less.
Generally, jewelry from this time period to this quality is worth a lot of money.
Good.
But technically, this isn't jewelry.
So what do you think they're worth?
What is
$700.
Seriously?
Yeah.
The seller then
He went from $5,000 to $800. And why even hype the man up? Like, generally, stuff from this century is worth a lot of money. Then you're like, but this isn't really jewelry. It looks like jewelry. It has diamonds in it. What would you call it?
adjusted his price per Rick's recommendation from $5,000 to $850, and even Corey knew they borderline ripped this guy off.
I feel a lot better about these now that my dad looked him over, but I think he might have lowballed a little bit.
And it's because of deals like this that Rick became a massive meme online. However, it was clear that Pawn Stars had found gold. Their season 2 premiere drew 7 million total viewers, which drove the History Channel to become the #1 cable network for the night in total viewers, making it the highest rated telecast in the network's history. But ratings like this weren't the result of dumb luck. They came from a calculated design, and once you look past the dumb jokes, the humble family business facade, you start to see something else. A very controlled, very repeatable formula designed to get the best deals possible from the sellers. So let's break it down. It all starts with the manufactured image of the cast, which is the Harrison family. The producers have been very open about the fact that they cast blue-collar looking people to trick honest blue-collar people into thinking these reality stars are one of them. I always say we're looking for really smart people who look really blue collar. Those are the casts that we've had success with. It's like when they put the average looking guy with the really hot chick in the beer commercials, so you want to buy the beer so you can be as lucky as that guy. That's who we're looking to cast in our reality shows. So now that Rick and his family look like the people their target audience can trust, now it's time to control the environment in which the transactions take place. What you see on screen is not the actual pawn shop, it's a TV set. By 2012, Gold and Silver Pawn had transformed from a small-time pawn shop into a full-on tourist trap. The general manager revealed that about 1 in 100 visitors to the Las Vegas pawn shop are actually there to sell an item. Otherwise, the staff typically shuffles tourist visitors out of the showroom when it's time to film, in response to Nevada's privacy laws and the
Wait, so if it was a film set, that means all the people coming on the show to sell stuff weren't real people? Or did you have to apply to get on the show to sell your item? Because that's crazy too.
increased traffic, the Harrisons couldn't continue to rely on their original shop. Instead, they worked with producers to make a separate showroom that was inaccessible to the general public. We got an inside look at this controlled environment when a seller secretly recorded his experience with a camera watch. Andrew Wilson uploaded a YouTube video detailing the process of him attempting to sell his vintage 1985 Rambo metal lunchbox. As he walked around, you can see the trusses above the fake shop with all the studio lights to ensure a perfectly lit set. From there, he went to an office in the backstage area where he
wow.
met with a field producer who laid down some ground rules before they walked on set.
Okay, so this is when the lady comes in, sits you down, and says how things are going to go, what you can and can't do. And the biggest thing she says was you can't reference the show. You can't talk about that you're on a show. It's basically you're supposed to act like it's totally normal and you're not on a show.
Andrew and his father openly admitted that the only reason they wanted to sell the lunchbox was so they could be on the show. But the field producer said that they can't do that, which meant they had to lie for television.
Would they actually say, hey, this is my dad's, and would they say, does he know you're selling it? Would they say something like that?
I mean, I don't know. I think you'd say, why are you selling it? Like, why are you selling it?
To get on phone stuff.
I know, you can't reference the show.
When he finally walked onto the showroom floor, Andrew noticed that all the customers were just extras, pretending to be paying customers looking at all the items in the background. And listening to him interact with Corey and Chum Lee is way different than what you see in the final product.
Take that. Yep, that's what they said.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing? How you doing?
Yeah.
I have a Rambo lunchbox. Original from 1985.
Rambo? That's awesome.
The matching thermos. Here, I'll show it to you.
It reminds me of myself. Just a real badass.
Yeah, same here.
So where in the world did you get this?
From my dad.
Do you mind if I pull this out?
Oh, yeah, go ahead. He gave it to me. He was a huge Rambo fan, huge Sylvester Stallone fan. He bought it back in 85, and he's had it ever since, and he gave it to me.
Okay. Definitely a sign of the times, man. I can't imagine sending my kid to school today with a lunchbox of a Vietnam vet who had severe PTSD and, killed a couple cops and basically
But
took
does
a
a
town
collectible.
hostage.
The awkward silence and bad jokes makes you realize just how much editing goes into this show. You can even hear the producers giving notes to Corey on what he should talk about.
We'll talk about what was it on this lunchbox.
Yeah, I mean, back then too, lunchboxes were kind of like your expression of who you were as a kid.
The awkwardness and the stiffness of the interactions is almost completely gone once you see the final edit.
At one point, Steve McQueen was going to play Rambo, Paul Newman was going to play Rambo, and then out of nowhere, Stallone writes, directs, pays for, and produces Rocky.
Yeah, all the stuff they're saying, like,
Wait, so do they not even have just knowledge of like all these random things? Are the producers just picking certain people that come in to sell their things and they give them a brief on what each item is? I mean, at least that way, I mean, maybe what they're saying is facts. Like, I would hope the producers did some sort of research. Ugh! I was bamboozled.
Corey and Chumley are acting like, yeah, they did this, and it's like, you don't actually know these things. You looked this up 5 minutes before we came out here. It's supposed to look like I just walk in and it's natural and everything. And for those of you who don't already know, it's not like that. This is done in multiple takes, and they tell you specifically what you can and can't do.
And in case you needed any more proof of how contrived these interactions really are, the producer Brent Montgomery admitted that the guys are not exactly the experts in history they are portrayed to be, saying, "We found really smart scripters to feed the characters organic information." Now, in this particular instance, Andrew just wanted to be on the show. He didn't really care about making a deal, but that's not the case for most sellers, nor is it for the Harrisons. After all, they do actually have a real pawn shop with full intentions to buy and sell items for a profit, which is why the next phase of their system is a calculated scheme to make sure that
Wait, you know what's crazy though? If they're making money off this show, why are they lowballing people that come into the shop? Like, I'm sure you get like like a good amount of money to just buy items. What are they doing? Why are they being rude? Why are they lowballing motherfuckers? They going in there selling they last, and you like, I give you $1.
they get the best deal possible. Now, about half the time, Rick, Corey, Chumley, or the old man will pretend like they have extensive knowledge on whatever item is brought in front of them.
I'm 99.9% sure it's real. I still have that chance that it's not.
The seller puts the item on the counter, and one of the guys will go into a history lesson giving all the relevant details as to why the item is interesting or valuable. However, the other half of the time, they will play dumb and admit that they know nothing about the item that is trying to be sold. But lucky for them, 100% of the time they have a buddy who specializes in the exact thing that they need more information on.
I got a buddy, he works right down the street. I got a buddy who deals in all these antiques. I got a buddy, he works right down the street. He's got a sports shop. I got a buddy of mine. I call him in a lot when I deal with expensive sports stuff.
I got a buddy that's pretty good with stuff like this. Let me have him come down and kind of give me an idea of what they're worth.
Let me call somebody.
And he keeps using the same terminology, same verbiage. I got a buddy. I got someone down the street. I got a buddy. Someone down the street. Let me call my friend. Bro, switch it up. Switch it up. You know what's crazy though? It is believable. Cause you just assume if they in this industry, they would have friends that can examine like just a bunch of different areas. Like you're like, okay, you've been doing a pawn shop for 30 plus years. I'm sure you've met people that can examine uh, a a radio from 1985. You're like, oh, okay, yeah. But all these instances, it gets suspicious, and then a lot of times they be bringing back the same person. I'm like, I thought he specialized in cars, but you got him here for walkie talkies. It ain't adding up.
He will know everything about this. I got a buddy who all he does is like Hollywood memorabilia.
I got a buddy that works literally right across the street.
And this is the perfect trap. From the seller's perspective, that expert feels neutral. He looks authoritative. He explains the item's history, verifies if it's real, maybe even compliments it. But when they give the appraisal, they typically say something like, at auction, this might go for, followed by almost always a price that is far less than what the seller wanted. And now that the expert established the price, the seller now looks crazy for asking anything equal to or more than what they said. But even if the sellers remain firm in their initial asking price, Rick and the gang start talking about the risk, the overhead, paying employees, storage, the fact that it might sit on a shelf for months. Now the seller isn't negotiating based on what they think their item is worth, but rather they're negotiating based off if the buyer can make a profit or not.
I have to make money on this thing. I might get $4,000 out of it, but that's not an auction. There's auction fees. It'll take me a year to get my money. I got to spend money to ship it across the country somewhere.
Putting that already as well.
Yeah, it's $2,100.
And this system, 80 to 90% of the time, leads to the pawn shop getting the seller to sell something to them for far less than what they originally thought it was worth. But in
That is so fucked up. I'm so glad the internet exists, because now these people don't have to go to a pawn shop. They can just get on eBay and sell their shit. Get on eBay, Facebook Marketplace. You can open up your little Amazon store, anything. But going to a pawn shop to get cheated? Nope. out the window.
In reality, these buddies aren't some objective third party walking in off the street, but rather someone coordinated by production who understands the show and who could get more opportunities
wink.
to be on television if they excel at their job. Take Bob Uhas, for example, who is the expert they call on when they need to restore an automobile, antique toys, and vintage machines.
This is collectible because it's very rare. Done correctly, done nice, starting at $5,000 and up.
And like this,
you should be happy if you walked home with it for $800.
Not only is Bob an expert when it comes to bringing discarded items back to life, but he is also somewhat of an actor who was in a couple episodes of American Restoration and Mystery Diners, a hidden camera
He's an
show to gather
actor?
evidence of theft or poor customer service at restaurants. So he's not exactly a neutral third party. You can actually argue he is incentivized to give the Pawn Stars guys exactly what they want instead of maximizing the seller's potential payout, especially considering that in the clip I played before, the seller got $850 and Bob got paid $2,600 to restore the go-kart. It just seems likely that if Bob does exactly what the producers want, he could get more screen time, which means more business for him. The private businesses owned by
That is so fucked up. But thinking about it, hindsight, it's kind of obvious that that would be happening. It's like, okay, like you went and found this person. We're going to pay you to restore this. So like give them a good price.
these experts or buddies benefit from the show so much, you'd almost assume that they have some sort of contract. And one of Rick's buddies may have accidentally leaked information we were never supposed to know. Sean Rich was one of the most well-known experts, appearing in over 50 episodes of Pawn Stars since it debuted in 2009. Sean is a master antique gunsmith, and he's usually called in when the guys need antique guns, swords, or other armory appraised. But when one fan noticed Sean disappeared and they had a few other gun experts on the show, they emailed him saying, "Why haven't we seen you on Pawn Stars recently? We miss you." Sean replied with, "Unfortunately, to make a very long story short, the production company and History Channel wanted me to sign an exclusivity agreement to lock me down, control me, my business, future, my appearance, how I make a living to provide for my family, and expect me to do it for free or very little money without any negotiation, with no guarantee of being used." Now, of course, Sean could be leaving out very
That's
important
crazy.
context. It could just straight up be a lie, or even a fan just making something up out of thin air wanting to stir up drama. But the idea of the experts having a contract with the show makes sense considering how much the show changes the lives of the experts. Jeremy Brown was the buddy they called in for anything related to sports memorabilia. He relocated his store, Ultimate Sports Cards and Memorabilia, just 1 mile down the road from Gold and Silver Pawn due to how much business the show was bringing him. However, there are countless negative reviews
Wait, so he really was down the street. I got a buddy down the road, up the block.
accusing Jeremy of selling fake cards, charging $50 to $100 more than the market rate, or extremely lowballing sellers. Wonder where he got that strategy from. Jesse Amoroso, owner of Cowtown Guitars, is the expert they would call in regarding vintage guitars. He also relocated his store to just 1 mile away from Gold and Silver Pawn. Unfortunately, he was also probably the wrong guy to platform. Cowtown Guitars permanently closed its business operations after drowning in negative reviews, with multiple people calling Jesse a thief, refusing reasonable refunds, and providing horrible customer service. Even their professional
I also like that nowadays. You can just give bad reviews. And I guess I mean it can have a negative impact, clearly, but sometimes this is the only way you can get these shady businesses to shut down. Cuz like even when people do negative stuff on the internet and then people find out and they go and like figure out like, "Oh, you own this restaurant." And then they just spam it with just negative reviews. And sometimes they be making up shit. But depending on what you did, I'm like, I can get behind it. Now, people use the internet for fucked up things, so sometimes they do that and it's not the right thing to do. But when it is justified, I'd be so happy. I'd be like, yes. Yes, no one will be going to your restaurant, to your establishment anymore. We're saving people. doing the Lord's work.
Sports authenticator, Steve Grad, who was in charge of authenticating all autographs on sports memorabilia on Pawn Stars, got sued for approving numerous forgeries as legitimate. He then admitted in open court that he has never had any education or training from PSA with regard to how to authenticate signatures. He basically said in court that he learned everything he knows about this business from a buddy. Now, I'm not suggesting that all of the Pawn Stars experts are fraudsters. I'm not suggesting
That's crazy. That one's wild, because if he's looking at signatures trying to justify if it's real or not, and you just approving shit that's not real, and then they go and they try to sell it, and they're like, actually, this is a fake, sir. They're like, what? I just paid $30,000 for this signed Babe Ruth baseball. It's fake. Yeah, I would sue him. He probably got a bunch of lawsuits if that's what he's doing. Or if it's the opposite going on, he's saying stuff is fake and is real, and then the fuck person's like, well, let me toss this, like it's trash anyway. Oh my God.
what they're doing is illegal or even deceiving, but it is highly controlled so that the house always wins. And some sellers suspect this and straight up admit that they don't believe the experts.
If you wanted to buy this, I'd pay no more than $600 or $700. This one, if you want one of these, I can get you one for $1,500.
No, they're worth a lot more than that. If you think you can find these on the internet for $1,500, knock yourself out, because it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I'd give you $1,000 for the coin.
Is this a real offer, or?
That's a legitimate offer, yeah.
That's not a legitimate offer. You're just using your position here, trying to buy something for below its market value.
1,000 maybe. So
that would be your
Good for them.
crybaby whiny opinion. If I come back, it would be interesting to have the same appraisal guy. Sometimes I'd like to smack him, but that's just me.
But it took viewers years to pick up on this calculated system the Pawn Stars created to maximize their profits. The golden era of Pawn Stars is considered by most to be seasons 1 through 6, and a lot of that had to do with the fact that everything looked more small scale and authentic. There were a few big items, but they were almost always rejected by the Harrisons for being too pricey or impractical. The History Channel had successfully made the Pawn Stars look like good, honest, hard-working, humble American underdogs rather than multi-millionaires who were ripping off honest people. And millions of their middle America fans cheered them on like they were rock stars.
We're basically here celebrating that Pawn Stars is going to Thursday night. We got Leonard Skinner playing in the parking lot of the pawn shop.
Pawn Stars rocks! Congratulations on another great season.
But in the mid to late 2010s, even their fans stopped seeing them as a humble family business and more like ultra-calculated scammers.
Where's the dad?
And once that illusion was broken, the personal lives of the
Where's the old man? Did he die? Is he gone?
Pawn Stars started to crumble. On June 25th, 2018, the old man passed away after a private battle with Parkinson's disease. His loss was a major blow to longtime fans of the show, and Rick Harrison worked with the History Channel to make a memorial episode to remember him by.
This pawn shop is more than just a place of business. There's a lot of memories here, and most of those memories are with my father. Got the privilege of working with my dad 5 days a week for almost 40 years.
The loss of the old man was definitely the first major sign that the show was on its last legs. His dynamic with Chum-Li was one of the few scripted interactions worth watching. From here, Rick had mostly given his role of the genius historian over to the large collection of experts, and Corey had pretty much checked out entirely, as viewers no longer bought the storyline suggesting he wanted to be the next big boss. Then again, even from the very beginning, he never looked like he even wanted to be there.
They probably told my dad I hate him more than I love him.
Damn.
It's just stupid. It's really stupid. What about the other really bad tattoos you have?
You know, the only chance I have.
Oh, well, I understand. I'd be damned if you just sitting here calling me stupid. I'm gonna take it.
The only way I have to move up around here is one of them dies.
It's likely that the old man, or the money they were making from the show, is the only reason the family stayed together. Because on screen, you probably would have thought that it was this wholesome, small family, but in real life was an entirely different story. Rick Harrison detailed a lot of the reality behind the scenes in his book, Licensed to Pawn. In one of the chapters, Rick revealed that both Corey and Chum-Li had battled meth addiction before being hired full-time. It also explained why the two
Why would he put his son's business out like that? Yeah, I understand why he said I hate him. Oh my God.
Struggled with weight throughout the series, as they used fast food as a way to avoid getting high. In fact, 2 years before the old man passed, Chumlee was arrested in Las Vegas on felony weapon and drug charges. He was taken into custody when officers serving a search warrant in a assault investigation found methamphetamine, marijuana, and at least one unregistered gun at his southwest Las Vegas home. By some miracle and an expensive lawyer, Chum agreed to 3 years probation to avoid jail time and continued working on the show like nothing had ever happened. As for the Harrisons, life after the old man's death slowly turned into a nightmare in the press, especially in 2022. Although it had mostly been kept a secret, Rick had a long-standing feud with his mom, Joanne Harrison, who slapped him with a lawsuit which states that when she and Rick's father, Richard Harrison, started the shop, she was given 51% of the ownership. After Richard died in 2018, his shares went to Joanne. In the early 2000s, Joanne was in the hospital and allegedly unknowingly signed away her shares to Rick after waking up from
Wait. So she's supposed to own 100% of the shop? That's suspicious.
a coma. Additionally, she accused Rick of hiding details of her late husband's assets and failing to provide her with monthly allowances. To make matters worse, Joanne filed a temporary restraining order against Rick to prevent him from stopping the monthly payments to her and hiding any family assets. The restraining order stated, "While Rick enjoys his comfortable life as a celebrity firmly in control of all the family businesses and finances, Joanne is left frightened and unsure of if she will have enough resources to pay for her considerable medical and personal expenses each month." And this only appeared to be the start of the Harrisons' family troubles. That same year, Corey was suspected of driving under the influence after allegedly swerving all over the road in an alleged relapse. While he would manage to walk out of jail 8 hours later, Rick's son Adam Harrison wouldn't be so lucky. Now again, if someone just watched Pawn Stars, you'd have no idea that Rick's family is much larger than it appears. In reality, the man has been married 5 different times, with the latest wife named Anne.
In a span of how many years? 5 different times? That's a lot. So was Joanne his original wife? Gotta be. No. Joanne's his mother. My bad. 5 times.
Angie Palushkin in 2026. From those many wives, Rick has had 3 sons, Corey, Adam, and Jake. He also has 3 stepdaughters, Serena, Sienna, and Marissa. And while Jake made some brief appearances on the show, most people wouldn't know that every family member has either worked or visited the pawn shop countless times. Rick's son Adam was one of the family members that worked off and on at the pawn shop, but tragically, most fans only saw his face when his own drug habit took a turn for the worse. In 2024, Adam was found dead after an accidental overdose of fentanyl. It was evident that the family drama and trauma was stacking up to a point where they just couldn't do the show anymore. And in 2025, it was finally announced that the show was not going to be renewed on the History.
God damn, that show was on for a long time. 2025 is when it ended. How many seasons of this show was there? "23 seasons? Oh my God. It started in 2009? That's impressive, I have to admit. 23 seasons? Yeah, that's impressive. Of scamming people, though?
Channel for another season. However, recently they announced a return, but this time without Corey. He said, "At this stage of the game, we're all playing a character on Pawn Stars. I can't play another season of 41-year-old me pretending to be 23. However, Rick and Chumlee started a podcast at the Gold and Silver Pawn Shop, where Rick doesn't really seem like he wants to let go. And even though everyone now knows that Pawn Stars is one of the fakest shows on television,
They've been on for 23 seasons. Why not just let it go? Why are we still going? And why do you have a podcast? What are you even talking about on there if all this was fake?
he still has a hard time admitting how staged it really was.
I guess the answer to that question is it's not a set, but it is kind of a set up.
Yeah.
Mock of the pawn shop up
it's
front.
all the entire show is filmed here at the pawn shop.
15 years of dominance on TV just for it all to come crashing down, destroying the legacy of the show forever, which is almost the exact same thing that happened to Impractical Jokers, as they could not prevent their private controversies from making headlines. But check out this video.
That was a good one. I didn't know. Didn't know about all this. Wait, you're telling me Pawn Stars is fake? Next thing you're telling me Storage Wars and the Jerry Springer is fake as well. I'm gonna be honest, I thought Storage Wars was real. Is that fake too? I do know a lot of the judge shows are fake and like Jerry Springer fake. Well, stuff like that. Not necessarily Jerry Springer. But cause like you'll go back and like people that are famous now, they were like, oh yeah, I was on this episode. What? On that episode. And you go look and they just acted a fool. And I'm like, damn, this was all fake. Now, good entertainment, but fake. I feel like with those shows though, like it's okay to be fake because you're not harming anyone. With Pawn Stars to be fake, it's fucked up because they scamming people. They scamming real people that go in to try to make some money. Life. Okay. All right, we're gonna watch this one. Okay, this is Lamar Odom's documentary, Accidentally Exposed Him by Clarissa C.
One of the biggest misconceptions about the Kardashians is the online narrative about the Kardashian curse, because the internet has been running with this narrative for years now. The idea is that any man who gets involved with that family ends up cursed, meaning their career is destroyed and their life is in shambles.
I also don't like that because why is the woman responsible for what the man does? This nigga just can't be fucked up on his own? I don't think it's their fault. And that's just in general. That's like when who was it? Like basketball players like Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson, or Glorilla and what is it? Brandon Ingram? Either way, if they have a bad game, they be like, "Up, it's their fault. Like they ain't giving it up, or they must be making them mad." I'm like, maybe the nigga was just off tonight. That ain't got shit to do with her. I don't like it.
Everyone points fingers at the Kardashians like they're the villains of the story, which I can't really knock people for. You know, we can understand why, since they're attention seekers, but we can't keep ignoring the willing participants. They're also using the Kardashian name to be bad bitches themselves. It still doesn't take away that a lot of men have been used as collateral damage for the family's media machine. They have used a lot of people to come up, like Nick Lachey, for example. He was huge in 2006. Nick and Jessica Simpson had just ended one of the most public marriages. He became more famous from the divorce than he ever been from music. Kim and Nick went on a date to the movies, and next thing you know, they walk out of the theater and there is a swarm of paparazzi waiting for them.
I think we went on one date together.
Okay.
But no, I never did hear from Kim on that one.
Wait, is this the same one from Love Is Blind? I didn't know he dated Kim.
Ironic timing. Very.
What was the date you went on?
We went and saw Da Vinci Code together.
Really? And did she like it?
She left about halfway through.
She left the date
and
halfway
went to the
through?
restroom, and then shockingly there were 25 paparazzi when we left the theater. So you know, I think there were other things in play on our little.
And so and after you left the theater, did you go for like a nightcap?
It was a matinee, Andy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was an afternoon movie. No,
Wow.
it was honestly, it was the most.
Do you think she was trying to like get back at someone or something?
You know, this was early on in the Kim Kardashian kind of.
That
they have admitted to calling the paparazzi. That's just something they did. They were trying to get out there.
Has been the Kardashian playbook. they position themselves next to fame. And when these men's lives fall apart, the Kardashians are always the first ones to get blamed. Lamar Odom's documentary on Netflix put into words what I always kind of thought. These guys are not victims. They use the Kardashians just as much as the Kardashians use them. With this documentary, I'm surprised that the kids, Lamar's baby mama, and Lamar himself openly admitted that Lamar got with Khloe because he wanted to be a part of her lifestyle. When they met, they moved pretty quickly within their relationship. By quickly, I mean immediately on red carpets together, and after dating for just a few weeks, Lamar,
mind you, 30 days. 30 days. And then that's just a month. That's crazy. 30 days and they was like, yup, we gonna tie the knot.
proposed.
I've never had someone tell me so many times a day how pretty I am and talk to me like that and just make me feel like I am everything that he says I am.
You can interrupt the moment.
You ever been in love before?
Mm-mm.
No?
Mm-mm.
Hmm?
What
Sure?
is wrong
This
with you?
makes it real.
Oh, this ain't no joke. Would you marry me?
9 days after their engagement, they were married in a star-studded ceremony in Beverly Hills. Over 250 guests, not including Lamar's family or children. His kids admitted that they never even met Khloe when Lamar married her, but they watched it on Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
That's crazy to me because I clearly think that nigga got some issues. But also, why didn't Khloe want his family to be there? Or was he just making excuses like, oh, they busy, the mom ain't letting them come, they ain't doing this? Like, was it? Because I'd be suspicious. I'm like, well, all my family's here. Like, where your family at? And matter of fact, we ain't doing this unless I talk to them. But mind you, she was probably like, I think she said she was like 24. Like, so she was like really young. So she probably wasn't thinking all the way through.
Kardashians have Kourtney and
she was just
Khloe
in
take
love.
whatever. Khloe and Kim and all these little spin-offs. Us, the viewers, believe that Kris wanted another cash grab by making Lamar and Khloe get their own spin-off after the wedding. Just to find out that the tables have actually turned. Once we learned that it was actually Lamar who begged Khloe for the show. It ran for 2 seasons. It followed them as newlyweds and also featured Rob, who had just moved in with them. This is also the year that Khloe found out about Lamar's drug use, which I'm not too sure I believe, because apparently Lamar's drug use was an open secret. I think she knew, but I'm sure in Hollywood there's a lot of people who do drugs, so it's seen as normal. I think she didn't know the extent of his drug habit since they literally got married within a month of dating.
That's a good point. I'm pretty sure she probably knew he maybe smoked weed or maybe did coke every once in a while, because I feel like that's like normalized there. But smoking crack, doing heroin, I don't think she knew all that. I think there was limitations. There was some things you can't get past. Weed, I don't care if someone smokes weed. I think that's okay. But hard drugs, the real drugs, no, please get away from me.
She probably assumed it was a regular Hollywood addiction, not a crackhead addiction. The cheating allegations surfaced publicly and pretty quickly. It didn't take long before Khloe had to start doing damage control behind the scenes. His drug use was escalating badly as Lamar started to let his mask slip. Lamar would disappear for 12 hours or days at a time on drug benders, and no one could find him. She also admitted that she was secretly cleaning up after him in hotel rooms, so housekeepings wouldn't sell the stories to the press. She described herself as an enabler, not because she knew what she was doing, but because she felt desperate and needed to protect him and cover it up. For her,
It's fucked up too because I feel like, well, at least me, Chloe's always been my favorite Kardashian. But people's probably fucking with her head. They're telling her her dad ain't her dad, and her real dad is a murderer. So there's that. Then they telling her she's the fat and ugly Kardashian. It's like, goddamn. Then you have this man come around, he calling you pretty and saying he loves you, but then he on drugs, and you're like, but he loves me. Like, her head was probably all fucked up.
Image and his career. On a 2014 episode of Keeping Up with
and she probably didn't think it was that bad because he was an NBA player at the time. Like, were they not getting drug tested? How is he able to do all this? That's the real question. Did they not drug test the players back then?
The Kardashians, Khloe broke down and admitted that on her birthday, the previous year, she had lied to everyone and said that she was with Lamar, when in reality, he had disappeared with another woman and she spent her birthday completely alone.
Let me tell you something. Last year on my birthday, I lied to everyone because I had to lie and say I was with my husband when in fact my husband was missing with another girl, okay? And I lied and I gave up my Beyonce tickets to Kendall. That's how badly I was hiding.
And she gave up Beyonce tickets. During their separation, Lamar got a whole PR team and he's doing interviews, lying, saying how much he loves Khloe and how they talk every day, just lying and making an effort to attach himself to her, which at that point, they weren't even speaking. So one day in 2015, Lamar wants to party. He wants to do drugs and he wants to hook hookers. He goes to the Love Ranch and in his words, was given a drink and the next 3 days was an absolute blur.
This is only what I can tell you. I went there. I didn't do drugs that night. I wound up with drugs in my system.
So wait a minute. There were stories out that you had taken cocaine the first night.
There was only one night, as far as I'm concerned. I got there, had the drink, and woke up 3 days later, ripping tubes out of my neck, not knowing how I got there.
So ridiculous. You're saying there's one night as far as you're concerned, so you only remember the first night. But that means he was probably on autopilot the rest of the time. So he don't know what he was doing. He probably was doing more drugs. The first drink probably it maybe could have been strong. But I doubt it. This man probably has a super high tolerance. It won't know just one drink.
Unable to speak or walk.
And you are positive you did not do any drugs the night you OD'd?
As much as I'm positive I'm a black man sitting in front of you.
He doesn't.
How is he going to be positive if he doesn't even remember the night?
Remember a thing that happened. But in the documentary, one of the managers said they found a gas station erotic pill. Investigators and the brothel staff pieced together the chain of events. Lamar had been drinking, doing drugs, and on top of that, he'd taken roughly 10 doses of gas station enhancement pills called Reloaded. Cocaine is a vasoconstrictor. It tightens your blood vessels and hammers your heart. Those enhancement pills do the opposite. They dilate your blood vessels and force increased blood flow. You put these two things inside your body and your cardiovascular system doesn't know what to do. It's being pulled into two completely different directions at the same time. The strain on your heart is enormous. The risk of stroke spikes up dramatically, which explains his 6 heart attacks and 12 strokes. This is the part a lot of viewers where we all have come to the collect conclusion that Lamar is an asshole and he has never loved Khloe. To go through rehabilitation where you had to regain your cognitive abilities while you're in the middle of a divorce with your wife because you chose crack cocaine instead of your marriage, and she stays by your side to help you. She helped you walk and speak, paid your bills, and became your primary caretaker through thick and thin while you were actively cheating on her. And then when you talk about how you did her wrong and how forgiving she is, you sum it up to her wiping your ass.
I mean, like peak partying Lamar, is it a bunch of women? Are you having a foursome? Are you... What's going on?
I think the craziest night, I think Khloe, she came into this motherfucking hotel room at the Roosevelt.
Okay, you and Khloe?
No, I was at the hotel room with some other women.
Oh.
She came into the hotel room, she started beating the bitch ass at the Roosevelt.
So you're in the room with just one or multiple
I forgot how many women it was.
More than one. Beating that nigga's ass too.
It's a possibility. Could have been more than one.
So Khloe finds out you're there?
Yeah, I don't know how the fuck she knew I was there though.
Because she's a woman.
But how you know which hotel?
Because she probably knows people, bro. She's Khloe Kardashian. She probably, slipped the guy at the front desk. I don't know. Okay, so you're cheating on Khloe.
Yeah.
She shows up. What happens next?
I don't know. She just started fucking the girl up.
Jesus.
We at the Roosevelt Hotel. I had to get her off the girl. I'm thinking about, oh, this girl gonna press charges.
Right.
TMZ. But, you know, I got her off the girl.
Did you guys end up like the girl never went to the police or
Nah.
Oh, she was a real one.
I wish I could remember who it was. I can't remember.
How many times, because, you know, you and Chloe had a relationship that I think was, we got to watch it on TV. People loved y'all, you know what I'm saying? People loved y'all together. Were you like, I mean, like, obviously you cheated, but like, how many times you get caught cheating by Chloe?
Two.
That's not bad. She seems like a forgiving person.
That's not bad. How many times did he cheat? That's what we need to know. I hate people.
She is. She wiped my ass when I was recovering.
Yeah.
That's how much she loved you. Chloe was really there for him. Her family treated him.
You know what else is fucked up? Why is she telling this? Chloe was telling a story how she was taking care of this man after these strokes and heart attacks and nursed him back to health. And while they're in the hospital, he was acting like he could barely move, he could barely talk. So she took him home, let him live with her. She leaves the house for a couple hours to go run some errands. She gets back home and she smells this man smoking crack. Crack. And she was so confused. Mind you, she caught him for doing it. She punched that man in the face. Chloe must got some hands, bro. But anyway, and she caught him doing it, and she couldn't figure out how he was doing it because he was unable to walk. He couldn't talk. He couldn't move. So it was like, how did you communicate with the drug dealers? How are you even smoking the crack right now when you just couldn't move any of your limbs in the hospital? Apparently, he was faking. He was faking so she would just take care of him. This is an evil, evil, sick man. You're faking, making her wipe your ass, and then on the low, you out here hitting up drug dealers so you can get some crack? Baby. And then, I don't know if maybe y'all don't watch, or maybe you do, but her family is still cool with Lamar Odom. Like, they be inviting him on, they're like, oh, like, you want to go to such and such? You want to come to this dinner party? Because he still be popping up and keeping up with the Kardashians. Like, I think it was either maybe the last season or the season before that. But they had him on there, and Chloe, and he was like trying to hit on her. I'm like, girl, why is this man even in the same room as you? And I think they were trying to be nice because I guess he doesn't have a lot of family left. But please get the fuck away from me.
Him like one of their own. And it seems like Lamar doesn't take accountability for what happened and what Chloe had to deal with. As Chloe spent half the year helping Lamar rehabilitate, he
Hold on. Mama, why are you? Mama.
pretended that he wasn't getting better. He basically played slow, like he wasn't gaining his functions quick enough and that he still needed help. One day, Chloe came to the house that she got him, mind you. As soon as she walked in, she smelled crack.
A house that she paying the bills for.
She silently creeped up the stairs and saw him smoking crack after he had almost died from doing drugs. He pretended like he was still recovering, but had enough energy to call up a drug dealer and buy crack.
I was there when your father said pull the plug so he can be on your life insurance.
Okay.
I was there. So was Kim, so was my mom. Vegas to Cedars, I was there through it all. I remember everything. I didn't leave you.
That's the newer episodes I'm talking about. Why is she even talking to this man? I would never talk to him again.
For 4 months. I got staph infection because I lived in a hospital. Do you remember why did we ever stop talking completely?
No, I always think about that, and I know why.
Why?
Because how I did drugs after that.
Why on earth would someone that went through all, you can't talk? I had to teach you hot from cold, diapers, to walk, all that.
If he was even thinking.
But you had enough awareness to get a burner phone, to call a drug dealer, to get what you needed to get, to send security away,
Well, what
to
did I
do what
just
you
tell-
needed to
what
do
did I
for
just-
me to find out, and
All
then
I
for me
could
to
do-
punch you in the face.
All I
Because
could-
I punched you in the face, and I shattered everything in that house.
I don't remember
And-
that.
I think
course you don't.
Chloe
He was
loves
on crack.
hard, and that sounded like the biggest devastation. To know someone you love is taking complete advantage of you and has always taken advantage of what you could do for him. Nasty work. And for that, I respect Chloe for leaving. But I also feel bad because that's the type of man that came into her life a second time with Tristan. Chloe has her flaws like everyone, but even with Tristan, he's also very fame hungry. And it's unfortunate that Chloe didn't choose her peace with Tristan. She has a caring heart and she genuinely wants to help people. Even after the absolute hell that Tristan put her through,
Why would I want to have a baby with someone who's having a baby with somebody else? I'm not like that deranged.
Khloe Kardashian kept news of baby number 2 completely under wraps. And now we're learning more about why she held the secret so close.
Tristan and I are, I don't even know if I want to say Tristan and I am having another baby.
The 38-year-old reality star and her ex, Tristan Thompson.
Also, let me tell you how nice of a person Chloe is. Why is Chloe taking care of Tristan's disabled brother? Like, she doesn't have to do that, but she does. Like, I really think she's like I would say like number one Kardashian. I think she has a good heart. And she just always getting fucked over by all these people. Oh my gosh, I'm so angry.
Thompson welcomed their second child, a baby boy, via surrogate back in August. After it was revealed in December that the NBA star fathered a child with another woman while he was still with Khloe. Naturally, cameras were rolling as it all went down.
What is in the media is sort of things that we feel we need to film because it's in a way unfair to the viewers if they don't get to see that we've shared so much about our lives, especially the older ones. We've been doing this for so long.
And during the season 2 premiere of Hulu's The Kardashians, Khloe reveals that just days before the scandal broke, the two did an embryo transfer to their surrogate in hopes of having a second child together.
We did an embryo transfer like days before Thanksgiving, and I found out about Tristan's situation the first week of December.
Coco claims that Tristan knew he was having a baby with this other woman, all the while he was also pushing her to move forward with the surrogacy process.
I was definitely very angry, and I think feeling bamboozled. All I know is I was being encouraged to do it by a certain date. In hindsight, he always knew when the other baby was being born, and he found out July 2nd, so he did know.
she became the primary caretaker for Tristan's brother, Amari, following the death of their mother in January of 2023. Amari lives with epilepsy and he does require specialized care, so he lives with Khloe in LA. Lamar took zero accountability in the documentary. It seems like he just needed the money. So,
And in that documentary, they never mentioned him being sober. If anything, when he was talking about these past experiences, he was reminiscing. He was missing those times. He was like, yeah. Like, he was so happy about it, just thinking about it. I'm like, are we going to talk about you being clean? But I'm just assuming he's not, because I know a couple months ago, he was in the news for having a DUI. Was it just alcohol, or is he still on that stuff? I don't know.
you guys keep the conversation going and let me know what you think about Khloe and Lamar down below. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
Pawn Stars is the
Go back.
fakest reality show in history.
The fact that his father wanted to pull the plug to get the insurance money says everything we need to know. They should have stopped the documentary there. No, I'm glad they kept going because that just shows the type of person that that raised him. And that's probably where he got his morals from. Because how dare you? Mm, my bad, y'all. I had told my friend I was coming to visit her. She's busy 28th, 29th. Okay, that's fine. What is this called? The baths? The s- bath spa? UK? Oh, the Roman baths. That's what it's called. Okay. Eee. I need to move my charger back over here. I keep forgetting because my phone is about to die. It's on 7%. Um, okay. So, oh, these are the Roman baths in the Baths, UK. Kind of weird. Well, not weird, but I just think it's interesting. It's the Roman baths. Like, how far is Rome in the UK? Like, is my geography that bad? I didn't think they were close to each other. Um, But there's that. And then apparently they let you try this spring water, but everyone says it's nasty. So I'm like, should we be drinking this water? Like it looked a little funny to begin with, but I guess it's a thing. I don't know if I'm gonna do that though. This don't look like safe water to drink. Mm. Not at all. Girl, why is she even up? I'm my bad. I was texting someone, but I just realized that they're in the UK. That's like 5 hour difference. Like, why are you awake, girl? Um, yeah. Life. 6ix9ine was right. Right about what? What he tell us about? Precious, the role that Cosmo think Monique everything. Hmm. Vegas is dead. I haven't gone to Vegas in a couple years. However, I will say well, I feel like as long as you've been to Vegas once, you don't need to keep going back. Like it's cool. There's actually a lot of fun things to do, like outside of gambling. It's really cool. When you're too drunk and realize you crash into a cop. Oh, that's funny. Hold on, hold on. Of all people to get in an accident with, ridiculous. Okay. When you're too drunk and realize you crashed into a cop by Code Blue Cam. That is so ridiculous. Of all the people to get in an accident with a cop, going straight to jail. Were they driving on the wrong side of the street?
This sergeant has just spotted a car driving the wrong way, and as deputies move in to stop it before anyone gets hurt, it will.
Bro, I don't understand people drunk driving nowadays. Like, honestly, it was never an excuse, but especially nowadays, because there's Uber, there's Lyft, you have a cell phone, call somebody to pick you up. Like, there's just too many options. There's no excuse.
Be their own squad cars that will end up taking the damage from this driver's wild start to the new year.
I guess, like, safety things, if you are going to crash into someone, crash into a cop, because then, like, their cars are probably built more for impact compared to just the average person.
Corrections monitoring system. Subject Milton Rogers is in violation.
Around 2:36 a.m. on Thursday, January 1st, 2026, a
Damn,
Milwaukee
on New
County
Year's.
Sheriff's Sergeant broadcast over the patrol channel about a Mercedes-Benz heading northbound in the southbound lanes on I-43 near Milwaukee County.
Why did they have their hazards on? You know they was fucked up, bro. They was trying to warn people.
90 dispatch, I say 80 dispatch, wrong way driver northbound in the southbound lanes. I might flip around and try and catch up to her. It looked like a female driver, white, it's an SUV.
2017, that was northbound and the southbound.
Okay,
Northbound from Northbound, right?
Why do you think they stopped them if they were going the wrong way on the highway? Because I feel like if they also turned and go the wrong way, they're making more of a safety hazard as well. I don't know. I need to know.
As several
How they do
deputies
this.
respond to the call, one of them, who's closer to the area, ends up finding the driver, but not in the way anyone expected.
Oh, that's crazy. Well, that's one way to stop the car.
It just hit me. I'm good. Southbound 43, just before North Avenue. Just north of North Avenue.
Damn, that's a good car. They got airbags
I'm
everywhere.
fine. Let me check on the driver. Are you okay?
I'm okay.
All right. Is anybody else in the car? 10-9 on the transmission. I'm talking with the driver. Driver's conscious and breathing. 10-9. Step out the vehicle. Just get medical en route for the driver. Driver's conscious and breathing. I have my other squad. Come here. I'm okay. Here. Just lean back.
At least the cop seems nice.
You got a license on you?
Huh?
You have a license on you? Do you have a license?
Zachariah.
That's your name?
Zachariah.
Okay.
Clearly, 23-year-old Zachariah seems to have
23.
no idea what he's done to the deputy's squad car. And before the night is over, it won't be the only one he damages.
Wait, he's not the only one, so does he get back in the car and try to run away? Zachariah, you know better than that.
Can I call my dad?
Not yet.
Okay.
2017, I have lane 1 closed.
211, which lane? You know where you're at?
Huh?
You know where you're at? Do you know where you're at? Come here. Do you know where you're at?
Milwaukee.
Okay. Do you know what you're doing right now?
I live
Okay, you understand you're driving on the wrong side of the freeway, right?
freeway, yeah. I know that I'm on the freeway somewhere.
All right, here, come on, let's get you back on the squad.
Okay.
You relax, just put your hands down. Oh, he is stoned.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good. All right.
That's scary. Well, I think it's scary that he's putting his hands up just unconsciously because he's scared he's gonna get shot. At least that's what I think is going on. Because they said you were good, put your hands down, but he's still just
You
scared.
got anything on you besides your keys?
No.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
Other side? All right.
Here, walk this way. Walk this way. I'm gonna have you stand right here real quick, face the car, face the squad. All right, go and hop in. All right. I'm good.
How fast?
About like
20?
15, 20, yeah. I hit the air horn, try to get him slow down.
With the hazards on. He knew he was fucked up.
Do we need to get a tow for 49 hours?
I'd say yes. No buff out. Anything on buff?
With Zach finally secured in the squad car, deputies start assessing the damage and searching his vehicle, leaving him alone as he ends up ruining yet another squad.
Oh, okay, that's what he meant.
Copy. 29. Copy. Corrections monitoring system.
He tried to get their attention. That ain't his fault. He wanted to throw up outside.
Apart from finding his phone and wallet, deputies find a small amount of marijuana, often called shake, that was scattered all over the car.
Cell phone. Wallet. Ah, shut up.
I stopped here, I hit my air horn, I try to get him stopped, I try to get in front of him just in case. He could have killed somebody. Well, I got a squad
Yeah.
cam on it, so I mean, it's not like we don't know where he got on.
Right, so he's not the victim at least. He's not hurt, right?
No, he's not hurt.
So,
Just smashed the squad. Jeff's gonna be That's gonna be a lot of work to fix that. That whole front fender, that quarter panel, whatever on the side, it's smashed. Nothing you can do about it. I mean, kind of unavoidable on your part. All right, well, I'm gonna go sit on MI.
good?
Yeah, I was good. I was already stopped. Just wait for him to slow down. Yeah. We slowed down, but he didn't stop. He's understanding. He's out of it.
but I mean, he's understanding English. I don't think we need to go to like an interpreter at this point.
Well, I don't think he speaks English. I don't think he speaks any other language.
If you do go for blood, and if it is alcohol, he's probably going to have marijuana in his system. He's got a small nugget in there, really small nugget.
All right, you can keep talking to the bosses. I'll clean off the truck.
Dispatch let him take it yet until we get the crash report. Come on, Chris. Wrong way driver.
Get out of here.
He actually almost hit me first. I was up by Highland, and I was getting ready to exit by Highland, and he came flying at my squad. So I tried to get him to stop, but then he went around me. Hell.
We're gonna do the investigation. Regis is gonna go get checked out.
Can you belt him? I don't think Rita's done. Hey man, I need to get past her quick. I need to seatbelt you. Are we good or no? Are we good or no?
Yeah.
As Zach is brought in for questioning, deputies already know he's heavily intoxicated. But when they try to get answers about how things spiraled to this point, Zach's priorities still lie in finishing his nap and throwing up.
He fucked up. How he supposed to answer the questions? He probably don't even know right now.
He puked. Just a heads up. What happened? What happened tonight, boss? Where are you coming from tonight? What was that? Where are you coming from? Are you willing to do fields tonight? Test to make sure that you're okay to drive?
That nigga can barely breathe.
Talk to me at all? No. Yes. Where were you coming from tonight?
Yeah, that nigga high. The nigga's stuck. That's why he can't talk. He's not trying to be to be defiant. He just physically cannot talk.
What's that wristband from? Are you willing to do some tests tonight? You want to do some tests tonight, or are you good? Excuse me. Are you able to hop out of the truck for me? Hold up, let's take the seatbelt off. It's alright. Hop on up. There you go. Easy. Let's go back to that black car right over there, okay? What happened tonight? Can you tell me where you were coming from? How much do we have to drink tonight? A lot? How much is a lot? Where'd you get that wristband from?
The wristband I got from 12.
Where were you driving tonight? Where were you headed to? It's okay if you can't remember.
12.
Okay, where were you going?
Strip club.
Which strip club?
3rd Street.
3rd Street?
3rd Street.
Are you willing to do some tests tonight to make sure that you're okay to drive?
No.
No? Alright, go ahead and turn around. Go ahead, Ian, go on your back. You're under arrest for OWI and 2nd degree recklessly endangering safety.
Well, duh.
Do you have anything on you that I need to know about guns, knives, bazookas, anything like that?
No background.
No what? No weapons?
No.
I guess put him back in Scott's truck for now.
I mean, they
All
have
right.
a crew coming now, but
Just
I don't know how quick they're...
Put him on the bench for right now, and then we'll start the paperwork.
Ultimately, Zachariah was charged with felony, 2nd degree recklessly endangering safety, misdemeanor, operating while intoxicated, 2nd offense. He also received over $800 in traffic citations.
He's done this before?
Ultimately, he was released on a $7,500 cash bond with conditions to maintain absolute sobriety and to be monitored by portable breathalyzers. Want to step up your style? Check out CodeBlueCam.com for hoodies, tees, hats, mugs, and more.
He's done this before. A repeat offender. I gotta watch this.
This is
Did I
27.
watch this one? All right. This is school district employee caught stealing thousands and fake check scam for unemployed boyfriend. Body cam goat.
This
Ooh,
is
girl.
27-year-old Destiny Meeks.
Your wig is lifting.
On July 15th, 2024, Beach County sheriffs responded to a local Regions bank after receiving a report of multiple fraudulent checks being cashed at different branch locations. Upon arriving on scene, deputies learned that Destiny has successfully cashed 4 checks from a realty company's account and was caught after getting into an argument with a bank employee
4
that
checks are how
suspected the
much?
check to be fraudulent and denied her funds.
Hello.
Cause it looked like that one check was for $3,800. So 4 times that, I don't know if that's worth it. Yeah, it's not. It's not. If you gonna risk your freedom, at least make it like hundreds of thousands or a million.
What we're doing, the fraud and the bullshit. Hi, I'm Victoria.
Hi, Alden. Nice to meet you. Pleasure.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Samantha.
Very nice to meet you.
So what's going on today?
I'm totally dead.
You don't want to, I'll take it now. But,
Is there anything you
what was that? Fraudulent check, right?
A couple of them. No, there were, so, she's been a customer of ours since 2021.
Okay.
Works for the Broward
So for 3
County School
years.
District.
Okay.
I have her cell phone number.
She works for Broward County School District. Is she a teacher or what is she?
She had a tag.
Oh, she had a tag? Okay.
She had to go back to school.
Okay.
I don't think she, sure what position. I don't think she could be that smart.
Okay.
She deposited 4 checks
Okay.
with 3 different banks. One's ours.
Okay.
The one with ours is held. We held, which one? This one's ours.
Right.
We held it.
Okay.
So we have a fraud hold on it. All the other ones cleared.
What's up? What does that one say with the detective on it?
Oh, they told me to call the detective bureau, that's all. That's just me
Yeah,
writing you.
they're gonna.
So-
Yeah, who told you to call them?
My corporate security.
Okay, yeah, because they're usually the ones that follow up on it. So they're.
So they're gonna be pressing charges, obviously. It's gonna be, it's over $10,000.
Okay.
I reached out to Prime Bank and they
Dang. So it has, if it's under 10,000, they won't press charges? Is that what I'm hearing?
actually talked to me.
Okay.
And I got the girl's name at Prime Bank. She reached out to, they know the bookkeeper.
Right.
And he said, these aren't even our checks.
Okay.
So they made the checks up and deposited them 4 different days.
Okay. June 21st, 24th. Oh, they're all close in proximity to you, right?
Three different branches.
Okay. But same Regions Bank, right? Just making sure.
It's like one is in Oakland Park, one I think Plantation, and then us.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, all Regions banks, just different locations.
Okay.
So I have her phone number, and I told her I'm going to call her and tell her know if I was able to get the funds available for her because she wants her $3,800, and then she's closing her account.
Okay.
She has $3,800.
Meeks, right? The same Meeks?
Meeks.
Okay.
I could give you whatever you need for her.
Do you have personal information on that? Or?
Oh, I could give you her social. I could give you everything.
Nice, I'll take all that.
I give you everything.
She was here today.
She is so
This
happy.
Denise was here today?
She was just here. Her phone number's there. She was just here today.
She is real happy. She got this lady. I don't know how I feel about that.
And I told her that she had to go back to school. So let me see what I can do to get this released for you.
And she came here to collect money, right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
In total, how much was she trying to pick up?
$3,800.
Just $3,800.
But she already got.
That's very specific.
What do we have here? 38.
Yeah, 38,
And God knows what else.
23.
38. And
Was she able to retrieve any of the monies in the other banks or no?
yes, all
She
the
did.
other checks cleared.
Except for you guys. You're the only ones that haven't
Yep,
cleared
we
it.
put a hold on it.
Okay.
Kings Point 2773.
She was so close.
Hold on it, just out of curiosity.
Looks like crap. We know
Yeah.
it doesn't
Agreed.
work. So she already got $9,750.
Okay. How often does she come here?
She doesn't. But if I called her and told her I had her cash, she'll come.
Okay. I'll touch base with the Bureau, and if they want to reach out to you, they'll call you and let you know how they're gonna want to handle
I
it.
would love to know. But I need to call her today to tell her
6-7 costs. You want to tell her what?
that she could come get her cash, but I want to make sure someone's here.
Oh yeah, let's wait on
You know
that.
what I mean? I don't
Let's wait on that first because I want to see if they're able to do anything today. I'm gonna reach out to one of the sergeants out there and find out.
I just want to get her nice arrested and her to lose her job.
Yeah.
That's all I want. Because she shouldn't be in the school district with kids.
Whatever she's doing over there, yeah.
And you know something?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's so much more than this.
Be on the phone now?
I'm sure there's so much.
Why couldn't this be her first offense? Why are we putting other things on her?
More than.
Detectives visit a different bank location and
That was probably the highlight of that old lady's day. She gonna go home. Guys, guess what happened to me today? I caught such and such. I just knew she was gonna do it. I could see it in her eyes. Okay.
Present a photo lineup to one of the employees that had encountered Destiny attempting to cash a check.
You raise your right hand. You swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Why is she making that face?
Okay. There were 6 photographs of 6 similar female subjects in reference to a fraud case at Regions Bank, correct?
Correct.
And that fraud occurred back on July 15th, 2024, in reference to the fraudulent deposit of a $3,800 check, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And were you able to make an identification in that photo array?
Yes.
Okay. And what number photograph did you identify as the suspect who committed that fraud?
Number 4.
Number 4. Okay. And you know her from being a customer?
Just from seeing her that one day. I've never seen her before.
Okay. Do you know her name?
Destiny Meeks.
Okay. And she has an account at Regions Bank?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And do you know how it was determined that that check was fraudulent?
When Destiny came in, she went to our teller. His name is Isabel. She's off today. And I was sitting at my desk, and Destiny was very loud with Isabel. And basically yelling at Isabel for not giving her funds. So that's when
That's crazy.
Destiny came to.
You would think if you're doing something illegal, you would be nice to the people, so they'd be more inclined to just go along with it or look past it because you're nice. I don't know. That's how I would view it. If someone's being an asshole, I'm gonna make sure I check everything. Like that's probably how they found out because she was being an asshole. So they're like, let me make sure this is actually real. Like why is she in a rush? What's going on?
My desk so I can assist her. And then we do verify every check we get as much as we can. For that specific check, I do not remember. I would have to look it up again. But I don't remember how we determined it being fraud.
Detectives take their findings from the investigation and go to interview Destiny at her job concerning the alleged fraud.
I am required to warn you before you make any statements that you have the following constitutional rights. You have the right to remain silent and not answer any questions. You understand that? You got to say
doing
yes.
illegal stuff.
And with those rights in mind, are you choosing to speak with me?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So basically what happened was we
Always say no. Get a lawyer. It don't matter. It don't matter what's going on. Get a lawyer.
got a complaint. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of the questions I'm going to ask you, I already know the answer to. I'm really just looking for your cooperation and to be honest. Honesty is the best policy here. I'll work with you.
And don't fall for that. Because sometimes they really don't know the answer. So you just volunteering information and now you done gave them your case to set you up. But I'm pretty sure she did it in this case. she went to 4 different banks. That don't add up. Why normally people stick with like their one go-to bank that they go to. Especially like I can see like you going to different banks and it's been like a span of a month, 2 months, because maybe you was just on that side of town or something. But all that within a week, I don't know.
When it comes to, you know, what the consequences are, okay? But just be honest with me. That's the most important thing, Destiny. I promise you, if you're honest, it'll be better, okay?
Why would it be better?
We got a complaint from ProLink Realty Company, okay? ProLink Realty out of Sioux City, Iowa, okay? That several of their checks had been deposited or cashed in Florida, okay? So that came to my office and I started looking into it and I pulled bank records. Bank records include video surveillance footage, bank account information for both the account at ProLink and yours, and information from Regions Bank, okay, from tellers and management there. So basically, when I did all that, I found these checks that are made out to you. That's your name, right? Okay, in various different amounts. Okay, and they were deposited in different locations. This specific one, check 010093, okay, was deposited or attempted to be deposited or cashed at a Regions Bank in Boca Raton. Okay, the other ones were all in Broward County. Okay, so
this check here, I pulled video of that transaction. Is that you?
That is.
That's you? Okay. And that was on June 24th in Boca Raton on 441, kind of like Boca Greens, over just between Glades Road and like Clintmore Road and Yamato Road over there. So
why is he
that
explaining
video,
the address like she didn't just say that was her? I think she knows where the bank is.
is you actually trying to deposit that particular check. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where did you get those checks from?
I was working with my ex-boyfriend. He had a mutual friend that was like, he had extra work for us. It was like delivering fabric and stuff. Like to
Delivering what?
Like fabric, like
fabric?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fabric.
So like different, people who wants to do their homes or whatever. It was like local people. And he was telling me that my ex-boyfriend was like, I know work is slow for you, and which was during the summertime, and work, we only got like 3-4 hours here. So I was like, yeah, I can use it. They never told me, I had no acknowledge that the check was stolen, but when I was doing the work, they was paying me for like mileage and gas or whatever, and they was like, where you don't have no set price on what we give you, is, as long as you do the work, you'll get paid. So I'm thinking that everything was legit because my ex-boyfriend, of course, recommended me to these people. So when he gave me, once I finally got the first check, which was one of those, I deposited it to my account. I never thought it was anything wrong with it because he gave it to me. He said he loved me. I trusted him. But he know them people. I didn't know the people who actually gave it to him, but he was the one that gave me the check and I deposited it into my account.
Okay, so when you're doing
Okay. Y'all think she in on it, or you think she got scammed too?
fabric stuff for somebody, did you think it was odd that the check said ProLink Realty on it?
I asked him, but he was like, he don't know. That's the name that they told him that they worked with. Like I asked him about it.
And your ex-boyfriend never said where he got the checks from?
He just said a friend. It was like through a mutual friend.
Did your boyfriend give you the checks or the company did?
No, my ex-boyfriend handed me the check.
Handed you the check and said it was from them?
Yes.
Okay. And what kind of work did you do for this fabric company?
I was just helping deliver. Like I was just delivering it to local people who was inquiring about it.
About fabric?
Yeah.
Sound like she was delivering drugs. I don't know.
And you would deliver fabrics?
It was different stuff.
Like
Did she see the fabric?
Yeah, like it was like rolls, bolts. Like it was not not big bolts, but it was like little stuff.
Okay, so then you deposited. So how much typically did you get paid for, like, because that's a lot of money, $3,800, another $3,800, $2,955, $2,955,
That is a lot of money.
So there's like a lot of, that's a lot of money for delivery.
You're right about that.
I mean, that's a lot of money. Did you think that was a little odd that they were paying you that much amount of money?
I did, but I didn't because he never told me like it was, it was easy, and he never gave me a set price of what it would be. Like, not that he never gave me an amount.
Okay. I mean, because you had one deposit on the 21st of June, another one on the 21st, both $3,800, and you had another one on the...
Okay, no. She deposited 2 checks on the same day? Girl, you in on it. What legit company is paying you twice in a day? That much money?
21st, or the check was made out on the 21st, for $2,955, on the 19th for $2,955, on May 31st for $5,020. I mean, that's a lot of money for delivery, right?
Yeah, it is.
Are these your signatures on the back of the checks?
Yeah, that one is.
Okay. And so that's check 2034 from...
So why are they doing this outside? Why is she not at the police station? What is going on?
Absoff Financial Services out of Cleveland, Georgia. So that's even a different company. So was that a red flag to you that like there was different checks from different companies that they were giving you?
It was, but they say they work with different ones, like different companies.
I'm getting old, so I got to put my
No, it's
glasses
okay.
on. So this one here is from ProLink. This is check number 10070. This one's made out for $2,955, dated 6/19, June 19th. Is that your signature?
No.
That's not your signature? Okay. So whose signature is that? Who deposited that check?
Well, I brung it in. Well,
So who?
Well, I didn't sign that.
Who signed it? The back of the check.
It had to be either look like maybe one of his friends, because that's not my ex-boyfriend.
But you deposited it.
Yeah.
This is video and bank records that you deposited.
Yes.
But he signed it?
Yeah, I didn't sign that.
Girl, you might as well say you signed it. I don't think it matters. You deposited the fake check. You deposited the other ones. I don't think it really matters who signed it.
And what about this one?
No.
No? This one looks like you. Is that your signature with your account number? Okay, so that's check 10093. This one was deposited, or this one was negotiated on the 24th. The date on the check is the 21st, but it was negotiated on the 24th for $3,800. That is your signature?
That's my signature.
Okay. Well, what I did is I went into the bank and they were able to identify you as the person that made some of those deposits.
You went into all 5 of them banks?
So one thing that we say is sometimes if something seems too good to be true, maybe it is.
It is. You're right.
For you to be, paid that kind of money for delivering fabric on such a continuous basis. I mean, like, some days you got paid $3,800 twice, in checks, and some of the checks are from different places. So, I mean, if what you're telling me is true, then your boyfriend did you wrong.
He definitely did.
Okay. And what is your boyfriend's name?
Peter.
Peter what?
Walden.
How do you spell that?
Walden.
And what's his phone number?
I don't know it by heart.
That's okay. Are you still with him?
No, heck no. We broke up.
Why she got her boyfriend's number on a piece of paper? Why it's not in her phone?
And where does he stay?
He stayed in Broward, but he don't have a physical home. But last place I knew, he was staying with his cousin. But I know his cousin lease was up like a month ago, so I don't know where he's at.
You don't know where he's staying?
I don't know.
Okay, what does he do for work?
Nothing.
He doesn't work?
No.
Okay. So where do you think he got these checks?
He said it was through a mutual friend. He never gave me no name.
And how did you get this job? Through your ex-boyfriend?
Yes.
Now, did you give him cash after you deposited those checks? Did you give your boyfriend cash? Your ex-boyfriend?
Yes.
Okay, how much?
I'm not sure the full amount because it wasn't much.
So he basically had you deposit these checks into your account or cash them, and then he asked you to give him money out of those checks. So is that a red flag to you?
That is.
Okay.
I do agree.
All right. So basically,
Girl,
unfortunately
you wasn't
for
on
you,
it. I was rooting for you
there
at
are
first.
charges against you for uttering a forged check and grand theft. Okay? Yeah. Because it's forged. That check came from someplace else. Okay? And
But I didn't have no knowledge that it was stolen.
We're not saying that you forged the check, but you uttered the check. You presented it to the bank. Okay? So, and a reasonable person would believe.
He probably her boyfriend probably told her like, as long as you act like you don't know, it's gonna be all fine. Baby girl, it don't matter if you don't know the law. You will still get charged. That's sad.
This is too good to be true for this to be, where
But
you're
I'm pretty
getting
sure she
all this
knew.
money for just delivering fabric. Okay? So if you are telling me the truth, which I want to believe you, okay, you should
I
have
had
known.
no knowledge that it was stolen.
Right.
I
But you should have
I
known.
knew that I should have never went. I never had no problems with regions. I never got in trouble before, sir. I don't do stuff like this. I always work.
Okay.
Like I've been working since I was 16 years old.
Okay. When's the last time you were arrested?
I never been arrested in my life.
Okay.
I never been arrested. I don't do stuff like this.
Okay.
Which is
So you made a mistake.
I made a big mistake. I can tell you that the truth.
So there are consequences to those mistakes, okay?
Yeah.
And what the statute says for uttering is that you presented a check that somebody else forged, okay, or washed. I don't know where they got these checks from, but they're stolen, okay?
And I did not have no knowledge to
And
that.
you deposited it or cashed it against your account, okay? into a Regions
And I've
bank.
been with them for the longest. I never had no problems with them.
And
before.
obviously you know that your bank account's been frozen
Yes,
and all that
I
stuff.
did.
So
I
you had to know that something was coming.
Yes, I figured that.
So
once they
why
closed
didn't you contact us?
I didn't know like what to. I didn't know. I'm just telling you the truth.
Okay. So because you're being cooperative with me, I want to be.
Is that what you do though? Like if your bank account gets frozen, you call the police? I thought you just waited till the bank figures it out. I don't know. I've never had that happen.
You know, upfront and honest with you about everything. There are charges against you for this, okay?
Please, no.
Yeah, I can't do anything about that. That's just how it is. Now, we could try to make this work as easy as possible for you. I know you work, but you're going to have to take a day off to go get processed up in Palm Beach County.
Please, no.
Yeah.
Please, no.
Yes. Yes.
I have to go to jail for this?
Yes. So what's going to happen is there's one of two things that could happen, okay? I could file for the warrant.
No.
And you don't want me to do that
Please,
because
no.
what happens then is I come here with the Broward Sheriff's Office and we take you from work. I don't want you to lose your job.
I don't want to. I don't want to go to jail.
I know.
Mr. P, please.
I know.
Mr. Eric, oh my God, please,
I know,
no.
Destiny. I understand.
I cannot go to jail, sir. I cannot go to jail.
So this is option number 2. Okay, this
Please.
is option number 2 is where you meet me up in Palm Beach County. We get you processed and you get out the same day. Okay? As long as you can.
That sounds like a good deal to me. You need to stop crying. Just listen to what he's saying. Go meet them at the station. Get processed, then leave. Go home. I mean, you might still have to do some jail time later on, but did y'all know there's like weekend time so she could still keep her job and just go to jail on the weekend? They could also just give her probation. Then she just gotta wear some like long pants to cover up the ankle monitor. There's options, you know?
Oh my God, Lord, please. I've never been in trouble before.
I know, but unfortunately.
I don't want to go to jail, so I've never been in trouble. I didn't know nothing about this. I never knew they had knowledge of being stolen. I would never go inside the bank and do that. I never been in trouble
Why did you think you
before.
were getting paid so much money?
I did not. I just thought that's what it was. I knew it sounded too good to be true, but he made me think that it was real. Oh my God, no, Lord. I can't go to jail, sir.
You got to get processed. So those are the 2 options. Those are it. Those are your 2 options. I could file for the warrant.
Go with option number 2.
In 30 days, come back here and pick you up with the sheriff's office. I don't want to do that.
I don't want you to do that.
So option number 2 is a better option for you, where you self-surrender. You meet me in Palm Beach County.
Oh my God, sir.
We get you processed, which basically is fingerprints and photos. Okay, and then you could post bond. Okay.
Is there anything else I could do?
Those are the only 2 options. At this point, those are the only 2 options for you.
Will I still lose my job even if I go to Palm Beach?
Well, if you come to me, I don't have to come here and arrest you. So what you tell them is your business, okay? What you inform them of is your business. I don't know if they do continuous background checks or if they already did it because you're hired and that's it. But I'm not going to come back here and purposely mention anything. But
That lady at the bank seemed like she was out to get her. She said, I want her fired. Block her number. Block her number when you get back to work.
if I have to come here and arrest you on the spot, then they're going to know. Okay?
Mr. Eric, please.
Destiny, those are the only 2
Oh
options.
my God.
Those are the only 2 options here. I mean, you got paid a substantial amount of money for doing delivery of fabric.
$18,000.
I mean, it's not even realistic. It's not.
Oh my God.
I mean, any reasonable person would believe that that's too good to be true to get that kind of money over that short period of time. We're talking about from May 31st through basically a month. You made more than most people do in a year.
And I work regular. I have a regular job. I've been working since I was 16. I've never been in trouble before.
Yeah, I get that.
Never.
Ooh, that man nosy. You seen him?
Unfortunately, you got mixed up with the wrong person. And, you did something that you probably should have had a little bit more common sense to know wasn't right. And you did it. And there's consequences for that. There are. Now,
So what
you could do, this doesn't mean you're guilty, okay? What this is it's called probable cause. What it means is that I have enough to arrest you for it and file for a warrant. It doesn't mean you're guilty. You'll have your day in court, and if you tell them what you told me, they may say to you, well, if you're cooperative and you work with us, maybe we could do something to lighten your sentence, okay? And maybe we could do something to work with you if you work with us. I can't make any promises. I can't say that that's going to happen, but if you're willing to do that, you know, I would like to maybe meet with you after this and maybe have you contact Peter. Do you still talk?
I don't talk to him.
You don't talk? Would he answer?
You don't talk to him, but you deposited a check earlier that day from him. Girl, you making me side-eye you.
No? Okay. Because I'd like to know where he got the checks. But ultimately, you're responsible, and he used you. Because he knew that you had an account, and he knew that it was going to come back to you. Okay? But it's not reasonable for somebody to get paid that kind of money for making a delivery, and you know that. You said it yourself. Sometimes if it's too good, it seems too good to be true, it is. So I think, me personally, this is my opinion, I think that you should do option number 2 and self-surrender yourself, because I don't want to come back here and arrest you with furniture, because it's a whole horse and pony show. They bring their SWAT team, you know, the warrants division comes out, they have their trucks come in, we got to process you, we got to arrest you on spot, and they'll wait for you, you know, until you get here in the morning, until you come back at night or in the afternoon. And I don't want to do that.
Just go ahead,
really
surrender.
You tell your employer is your business. I'm not purposely making any phone calls to tell them anything. Okay.
That bank teller will.
Well, if you could take a day, you didn't ruin your life.
I just don't understand. Like,
what I will
never
tell
got
you
in
is
trouble before.
I understand that. I understand that.
I understand she's kind of she got caught, bad situation, but I don't think she ruined her life. Like, I feel like most of these places do not do background checks after you're hired. Like, she might have trouble getting a new job later on, depending on how they prosecute her. But I think she'll be fine. Just be great at your job, stay at that job. Do not have them have a reason to go investigate anything about you.
And I know, because I...
Dang, but this is online. And this had like 5 million views. They done seen it. someone done seen it, and they done told she don't have that job no more, actually. Sorry, Destiny.
I ran your record already. But what you have to understand is consequences to mistakes. You know, and this is something that you should have thought about when you were doing it. How much of that 3,800 did you get?
It ain't. I know. I didn't get all of it. I didn't get it.
Okay. So how much did you get?
I'm not, sir. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't even remember like the amount.
Okay.
I can't. I don't want to tell you amount.
Okay, that's okay.
Not
that's all right. So what I'm asking from you is your availability this week.
And that don't make sense. They have you split the check. What legitimate business does that? You're like, here's a check for both of you. Go split it. Give him half, you get half. Or you give him 60, you get 40. Girl.
To come and self-surrender yourself. This has to be this week. That's the only option. I can't put this off anymore, okay? So I would suggest today's Monday. Why don't you come in Wednesday and meet me at that address that I gave you, okay?
So you can't come on Saturday?
That address that I gave you, 179, you still have it?
Yes.
Okay. I want to make sure you have it. Do you have it written down somewhere?
Yeah, I do.
It's on your phone?
Yeah, it's inside.
Okay.
It's on a piece of paper. It's in my work bag.
Okay. So my suggestion is we meet early in the morning. You come up there first thing in the morning. I can meet you there as early as you want.
Do you know how much like bond might be?
You could get a bail bondsman. They take 10%. So if each charge, they'll tell you when you go up there.
How many charges do I have? Oh my God, sir.
Okay.
What would be the name for it? For the charges?
Uttering a forged check and grand theft.
Oh.
Okay.
I didn't steal
So
no
let me
check.
give you an example. Destiny, let me give you an example. If each charge was, let's say, $3,000 was the bond, so that would be $6,000. A bail bondsman gets 10%, so you'd have to come up with $600, if that's what it is. If that's what it is. It may be less, it may be more, I don't know. They'll tell you when you go up
Do
there.
I have to get that grant though? Because I did not steal no check. I didn't have no knowledge that that check was stolen.
I understand that, but it
honestly
came out of
could
their
tell
account.
you that I have no knowledge that that check had been stolen, Mr. Eric. I promise you I didn't. I would never went inside the bank and did that.
Well, again, that's something that you could tell the judge when you have your appearance. Okay, you're gonna get.
Do I have appearance the same day or no?
No, you're gonna be able to bond out. So this is a bondable offense. This isn't something that you're gonna have to stay in jail for. As long as you could post a bond. Okay, I don't know if your parents or somebody or anybody you know, friends could help you if you need help. But what I would suggest is it gives you a day.
Does a bond have to be like cash money, or can it be a credit card? Just curious.
To get your affairs in order, take off of work, call in sick, whatever you got to do to take the day off, and meet me at that address that I gave you in Boca on Wednesday morning. This is something that's going to pass.
He ruined my
Look at
life.
me. Look at me. Look at me.
Oh, another nosy Nancy.
This is going to pass, okay? It's going to pass. It's not anything that you have to worry about for the future. Just take care of it. If you don't take care of it now, it'll haunt you.
Okay.
Take care of it now and work it out, okay? This doesn't mean you're guilty. A judge may show compassion for you and say, hey, work with us, and we'll lighten your sentence. Maybe drop it down to a misdemeanor. Or maybe do some community service. You have no record.
Yeah, I've never been in trouble.
You've never been in trouble, okay?
I hate that he even did, I thought he tried.
Listen, you made a mistake.
Girl.
It happens to the...
Maybe she got scammed. But you gotta take some accountability. It didn't make sense. Who's getting paid that much money to deliver fabric? That's like when you was younger, like when you first got out of high school and they was trying to make you sign up to sell knives. It was clearly a scam. You won't sell no knives. It was a scam. This is a scam. You knew it was a scam. You just ain't want to ask no questions.
Best of us. Listen, I've been in relationships that I've made mistakes too.
This is the worst mistake I ever did. This has caused me my background. I've never been in trouble.
Listen. See what happens. The judge has a lot of power. The state attorney's office has a lot of power. I can't make any promises to you. I can't tell you that it's going to happen. But I can tell you that this is a first-time offense for you. Then usually they try to work with you. Okay? But don't put this up. This has to be Wednesday.
Destiny Meeks was charged with felony uttering forged bank check and felony grand theft.
So they did not believe her. They knew she was in on it. Exactly, the bank lady was waiting her whole life for that moment. Job boring as fuck until this type of thing happens. Depositing fake checks in your own account is a different type of stupid. Anytime the police says they'll work with you, you're going to jail. Oh my God. Okay. I do need to get off because I'm hungry. But I'll be back on Wednesday. I don't know what we're gonna do on Wednesday. I'm not sure yet. But I